Welcome, everybody. This is Alan Parker with Cahoon Care Associates, and today I have a guest, the person who I go to when I have questions about the Paycheck Protection Program, Kevin Moore from PayChex. Kevin, welcome. Thanks so much for coming, and I just wanted to get you here today to help talk about the PPP, right? The loans went really quick the first time around. Now there's a bunch of money that's coming out again, and what better time to sort of get people who didn't make it the last time around, get them on the right step forward, right? And so the question is, when do they need to start applying for the loan, and what are they going to need to do to apply for this loan?
Sure. When? Now. Yesterday. As soon as possible. The funds did go very quickly the first time. There's a lot of people in need and a lot of people applying for the loan. So get your application in, because who knows how long this round's going to last. So that's the first thing, and probably the most important thing right now if you haven't gotten a loan.
Okay.
Secondly, what you'll need, you're going to need to figure out your average payroll costs for most people for 2019. If you are with a payroll company like PayChex, we produced a one-page custom report that basically summarized all the information that the bank needed to figure out how much they qualified for. But even before you go in, I would talk to your bank, go online, get a detailed list of what they're going to need. You really don't want to be wasting any time here, having to go and then go gather more information and then go back.
Yeah.
So get it all done in one fell swoop.
All right. Well, it makes sense. Now, am I correct in saying that sometimes people who, I know sole proprietors said, oh, I'm not going to apply for that because it's supposed to be for payroll for my employees. And I've been hearing that that's not always the case. Is that a correct statement, or am I off base there?
No, it's correct. They did build a language into the PPP loan program for sole proprietors and 1099 subcontractors. So again, yeah, check with your bank. Don't assume that you're not eligible, because it's a 31-page document, and there's a lot of eligibility requirements that people might meet.
Okay. Well, so there you go. Don't always assume, right? When you assume,
Yep.
it usually doesn't work well for you. So try it out. I mean, worst case scenario, they just say no, but what if they say yes? It's a good opportunity for you. So more importantly, once you get the loan, what do you do with it, right? I mean, that's what we kind of ran into, and I reached out to you because things are changing, right? So you want to make sure that you're in the best position to be forgiven on the loan. And
right.
What are the there is no hard and fast rules right on this, but what can they do to get in the best position so that they can look at it and go, all right, here your chances are best to make sure that this loan is forgiven? What should they be doing? What are the best practices?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you're dead on. The loan can turn into a grant and be 100% forgiven as long as the funds are used appropriately. So the first best practice I would say for people, considering how the landscape is changing, seems every day, sometimes it seems like it's hourly, is keep very, very tight records and detailed data reporting. You're not going to be able to have too much when you go in to apply for the forgiveness. So be very diligent with that. That would be my first piece of advice.
Okay.
The general guidelines are 75% of the loan has to be used for payroll costs, meaning you have to continue to pay your employees. And then the other 25% can be used for non-payroll working capital, lease payments, utility bills, basically things you need to do to keep the lights on in the business.
Okay. So are there any other things that people should probably know kind of after they get the loan that maybe hasn't been mentioned or talked about that much that
yeah, I mean, so here's something. You want to maintain, so the report that we produce for our clients gives them their average number of full-time equivalent employees by the month for 2019. And you need to maintain that number while as the 8-week period after the loan. Otherwise, there's a chance that they can reduce the amount of forgiveness that you have if you have less employees coming back on payroll.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Kevin. I mean, this is some great information that we can get out for everybody at this point in time. So thanks so much for stopping by, and hopefully we can do this again soon. And if anyone has any questions for Kevin, the best number to reach you at is 508-369-5889, right?
That's me.
All right. And then if anyone has any questions, you can also post comments or anything on the links on the comment section below. And I'll also make sure that Kevin's email address is so that you can go to the same guy who I go to for questions. All right. Great. Well, let's do this again soon. And thanks so much again for stopping by.
All right. Thanks for having me, Alan.
All right. Take care.